Yo, what's happening, Banter fam? I'm currently in a barber shop in Johannesburg. I just arrived here about an hour ago, and I decided that we do have the job numbers coming through. I think they've come in quite positive, which usually would think the market was going to react pretty bad, but it looks like the market is actually reacting pretty good. Now, do bear with me. I only have one screen, so when I do share screen, you will see multiple amounts. But ultimately, what we did get, guys, is we did get a market eruption over the last 24 hours. Not really from Bitcoin. We actually got it from the altcoins. But Bitcoin did break this 4-hour wedge, and we dropped off just before the news now, and we've bounced, and we're sitting at 20,700 once again. Now, we are still waiting for the key break of the 21,000. After that, we know the gap is then sitting in the region of 23,000 as the next target. The altcoins don't care. The altcoins right now absolutely ripping. We have Matic with over 20% today. We have Celar, we have Scallop. These are ones that we've been speaking about. Actually, Mama Sniper's tokens. She's been speaking about those quite a bit. And all of the coins are basically starting to rip. And have a look at this chart. It's actually really interesting to see how the dominance is tanking. And we're right at the 40% support line. We dropped this, we go down to 39. We drop that, we go to 35. Like, it's actually quite crazy to see how strong the altcoins actually are through this. So, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some altcoins for you guys before I go on holiday. I'm not going to be active this weekend. I'll go through Bitcoin for you guys, see if there is some specials that we can still get at altcoins, but ultimately looking at where can this pump take us and where do we go next from here. No more wasting time. Josh, smash that button. Let's hit it.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter with visor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? Hope you're all having a fantastic day out there so far. It's quite cold this side. I don't know why it's a lot colder than Cape Town. I hope you're all doing well. If you are brand new, smash the subscribe button. If you're part of the family, smash the like button. Join the family, guys. We are here. We've been through war together. We've been through many ups. We've been through many downs. But ultimately, we fight every day to financial freedom. Now, first thing I want you guys to do is remember that if you are looking to become part of our trading competition, you will find this below the video in the description. What you need to do is you need to either have a ByBit or BitGet account. We then have other exchanges as well. It's not only about the trading competition. That's for you to test yourself, have some fun with it. But if you do want special sign-up bonuses, you get discounts on trading fees. You can use any of these exchanges if you're looking to open an exchange. Remember, guys, it does support the channel, and it does give you many perks as the Discord. If you join our VIP Discord, you get many calls every day, and in order to join, it is free. You just got to be using one of our referral links. Now, guys, secondly, I'm back in my hometown, and I want you guys to go look at the Sheldon the Sniper channel. I want you to go look at that. I want you to go subscribe to that. And I just did a video that dropped an hour ago of This Was My Life Before Crypto. So I'd like you guys to go have a look, go see the workshop. Remember, I spoke about the workshop. I spoke about the places that I stayed. The link will be in the description, but otherwise you can just search Sheldon the Sniper. Join my channel, guys. It's where I'm showing my more personal side, showing what happens in between. It's not all about crypto in my life, and I'd love to show you guys the other side. Now, let's jump on. I want to make sure everything's good. What's up? What's happening? Pop in the comments, guys. What's happening? For a second, say what's up in the comments, because we have a bull leg, guys. How long has it been since we've actually had some fun again and the market's been erupting? So please say what's up. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me that you're happy, that we'll see how long this lasts. Doesn't matter how long it lasts. Let's have fun now. Let's focus on the markets ripping. Do we take profits? Let's see what we do. Pop me. I just want to know that we are live out there. Okay, let's jump in. Let's have a look. Let's go see. Dominance, guys. Dominance. I think it's the first chart I'm going to start with because altcoins absolutely ripping. Look at the last day. We're starting to see some double digits again in one day. Double digits. It's been a while. And that's all because of this chart over here. Now, let's actually have a look on a higher time frame where we are on this chart. We have one more support. After that, we have quite a big gap, which is pretty big, all the way down to the 38. And then if we go really far back, because that's how far back we actually are, if we go really far back, we have the low of 2018 when we had the original first major alt season. That's it. Guys, look how altcoins have evolved. Like, look at this. It used to be a lot about Bitcoin through these times. Now, all of a sudden, we have really low areas. Now, as long as this chart's going down, we're going to continue having massive gains in altcoins. And like I said, if we drop these lows over here, it could be getting quite big. And if there ever was a possibility of ETH or something flipping Bitcoin, and if we lose this low, it's the lowest it's ever been, we don't know where it can go. Like, I'll be surprised. Like, there even is a possibility of a possible 30%, maybe even a 20%. And ultimately, what this is showing, guys, is showing Bitcoin, the percentage of Bitcoin out of all crypto, how much money is in Bitcoin, split to the altcoins, all of that, etc. So if we have a look, let me show you quickly why the market is looking really strong. We have the market cap, the total market cap. This is including Bitcoin now. This on the weekly is broken trend. So we had the Bitcoin breakout of the trend about 2-3 weeks ago. And I said, guys, just be patient. This is a major, it's the biggest break of the year. Be patient. And we started to get some momentum within the market. Now we're starting to get the total market breakout. Now I want to excite you guys a bit more because what we have is we have the dominance sitting at support right now. This is including Bitcoin. Let me show you the chart without Bitcoin. And look at this. I actually put it on Twitter this morning. I'm starting to send a lot of charts there. Make sure you are following my Twitter, guys. If you have a look here, here's a 12-month trend. We then have a RSI, which is 18-month RSI that we've been running down. We have popped the RSI. Now, when the RSI pops, what you want to see after that is you want to see how the chart and the price action is doing the same. And right now, we have not broken that trend just yet. Why? Because Bitcoin's at 21K. We're waiting to see, is the stock market going to break that major resistance? Is the dollar index going to drop that support? We're at that crucial level, and you can see it very clearly on the chart. Now, if all goes well and Bitcoin breaks the 21K, I'll go through those charts now shortly. We're going to get the total 2, which is the altcoins. We're going to get that breakout. It hasn't even started, guys. You know these double digits and these numbers that you're seeing here? Guys, we're not talking about bear season being over. We're talking about a relief rally. We've been going down for 9 months. There's nothing wrong with a bull leg for 3 months, and then we can go down for 6 months again. Ultimately, that's how the market works. But we've only been going up for 2 weeks. This could turn out to be a lot bigger. And if we have the total 2 breakouts, we have 2 major levels. We have the first level, which is this resistance and this low over here. And that's showing us another $90 billion being put into altcoins. We're currently sitting on $590 billion. It's showing us around $700 billion as a target if we break out this level. Then we have the next target, which is this low over here, which is sort of the area that I'm expecting this relief rally to get through throughout the end of this year. Just for that, I think it's going to happen quite quick, to be honest. But that is all considering if Bitcoin goes to 27K. 27, 28, 29. If Bitcoin goes there, altcoins go here. If Bitcoin only goes to 23 now and then we get rejected, then altcoins only go here. But if we do get the major outcome, you're looking at a $210 billion being added to the altcoin market, which is massive. Now, there's a lot of altcoins out there, and this is why the fundamentals and run show and all of these things are very important because we want to follow where the fish and the smart money are actually at. Now, let's actually have a look and see where is that money going to. And it's very clearly going to Matic right now. I've been speaking to you guys about Matic and saying that this coin has been doing really well in this bear leg that we've been in. And as soon as we can break through the dollar, $1 properly, we're going to get a massive squeeze. And all of a sudden, remember we had the Bitcoin squeeze, the short squeeze we had a week or two ago. The altcoin squeeze never happened yet. The ETH squeeze happened and Bitcoin squeeze, but not the altcoins. And all of a sudden, look, as soon as Matic broke through the $1 mark, how quickly it erupted. Now, for me, it is at some sort of resistance now, but ultimately, this is not the fact that we broke through it. We're higher than where that point is now. For me, it's not a resistance that's holding. And ultimately, I am looking at Matic go to 1.35, if not the $1.6 mark in that area. It's not a buy. it's too expensive for me now. But ultimately, we've been buying over the last few weeks now, and now we can start working on take profit strategies. Guys, it's so important. I want to remind you something again. I want you to jump on, and let's make it easy, right? I've always sat here and said we need to treat this market as it's very easy, and we need to continue doing that. And we need to use the stochastic RSI, very simple, and it is showing us that if you look at this, let's actually remove the normal RSI. You can see very clearly that there's not much left. Another 2, 3, 4 weeks max, in my opinion, of the strong leg up. I do think it's going to get violent. I think it can get really quick, but ultimately it is telling us to take profits in this leg. It's telling us that there's one really strong push up. We take profits on that leg. We come back in about 2-3 months. We'll work in that time to see where we're going to build portfolios through that time, but ultimately take profits on that leg, and we'll catch new entries. Now, does that make sense? We have the midterm elections now, pump the markets up. Stock market has done some damage. It's not out of the, we've dropped quite key levels. So ultimately pump throughout the rest of this year. And then we have a drop off the beginning of next year. I think the first 3 months of next year are bad. They're quite terrible, maybe even a new Bitcoin low. And that's where we'll take all the money we just made on this pump, and we'll go make sure we reload the bags, rinse and repeat, and we do it again. So you can see very clearly that Matic is moving well, but ultimately it gets to the areas of 1.3, 1.5. I'm out, but I want to buy it cheaper. When I buy it cheaper, I want 30 to 40% more Matic. That's how it works. Remember, we're taking profits on the way up so that we can buy cheaper coins. We can have more coins by the time we get it on the actual dip. So Matic's been a big one. I see THETA still looking really good as we speak. THETA's got, it's broken through majority of its resistance. And you can see this one. This is why I've been so bullish on THETA, and why Mama Sniper has been very bullish on THETA, because it's got a long way to go. Now, for me, there's not much resistance here weekly. And if Bitcoin breaks that 21, I think it's going to be a really easy flow from THETA where it is now and get its way up to 1.6, if not to the $2.5 mark. But for now, we'll work on this return over here. Now, for me, you got to continue sticking to the momentum of buying pullbacks, very important, and using those flags. The only time I'd get some more THETA is around 1.2, 1.18 in that sort of area. Ultimately, after that, I'm just focusing on TPs in that area. We're starting to get Solana wake up now, and I think let's jump into smaller time frames. Let's start looking at what could still be on special. This was the buy. I gave you guys this charts last week, and I said we hit the resistance, we come back. I gave this buy zone, smacked it perfectly. See the stochastic RSIs in this leg. What the price is going to do is you are going to see really strong momentum legs to the upside. Then you're going to see flags, and then you're going to see breakouts. That's a lot of what you're going to see in these areas. The reason why price slows down is so that you can get your RSI down to the bottom. So ultimately, keep focusing on your 4-hour, 8-hour, and 12-hour stochastic RSIs. And basically, you're loading up when they get to the bottom, and you're looking at the break of the flags. You're going to continue using your trend lines through a lot of these. Now, for me, Solana could still be cheap. It could be. I don't think short time frame, I don't think it's the best time to enter, to be honest. But I think when it comes to spot, I think the major alts have not had their run just yet. We're starting to get little pops, Matic, and all of these starting to move. Come on, Bitcoin. Go break through that 21K. Come on, Bitcoin. We can do it. So if you have a look here, Solana, this break for me is critical. The 34. The 34, after that, we got 40. Then we got 48. So when it comes to gains, that's 50% just to get back to these areas. Maybe Bitcoin does go to the crazy levels and we get the big gap, and that ultimately shows us $80. But I still think Solana is cheap when it comes to spot. I do. I'll just wait for the confirmation of 34. Right now, it is at resistance. Let it break. Remember how it works. A previous level, let it break, let it test. Buy some on the break of a key level, buy some on the retest. As it makes the next higher high, put your stop loss in and up that stop loss every time you make higher highs, higher lows, and you just continue that momentum. So for me, Solana's in. I think I actually do still have a great position here, if I must be honest. Let's actually have a look. I said I was $1,000 profit earlier. I should be more. Mama Sniper logged into my account. Okay, that should be on a 2K. That should be on a 2K. So you can see I'm clearly in Solana, and I'm in ADA as well. Okay, this one, guys, still cheap, my opinion. So reason being is it's broken trend now. It's just retested now, and it's breaking short-term trend now. So ultimately, what I'm looking at, guys, go find the ones that are good tokens that are still in the right areas. To buy Matic now, you're being a little bit of a gambler, but ultimately buying the coins that are still early. I still think a Cardano push is going to come. You can see major alts, not really much movement right now. So Cardano for me over here in the areas of the early 40 cents is strong. Not short-term, not leverage trades, to be honest, but spot trades definitely. And what I'm looking at is the target of 52 to the 60. And if we do manage to break through that, which I do think, guys, I think we're going to be quite surprised how big this leg can get on the altcoins, especially if we drop that dominance. We can be looking at a 70 cents Cardano in the area. So Cardano for me is still one that's looking good. I do have an AVAX position. Now, this one's interesting, guys, because if we break the area of 20, we have a gap to 22, and then we have a big gap to 28. So I'd be looking to buy a little bit on the break. This is, guys, if Bitcoin breaks 21, you need to know what to buy. Ultimately, if it breaks, AVAX will break the 20. I'll load a little bit on the break, load a little bit on the retest, and load a little bit more on the break of 22, because then I'm looking at TPs of around 28. And you can see over here that it's just this areas that it's fighting, but there's a big gap, there's a big gap, and there's a huge gap. I do think the altcoins are eventually going to crack that gap on this run. And then I think we have some crazy redness for a while. So let's actually shift through a few of these quick and go through them. BNB gone. Boom. Breaking that leg. See, BNB is hitting that gap. You see that gap? I'm speaking about the altcoins. So BNB, if you're holding BNB, I'm only focusing on TPs. 410 in that area is TPs for that. I'm not buying it. I definitely won't buy it in these areas. Let's go through the rest. Near Protocol. This is one we've been saying has been cheap, and for me, it's still cheap. In my opinion, it's only just broken this now. It's got one more resistance at 3.4, and then we got 3.8, and ultimately, I'm seeing it go to this major trend, which is basically in the areas of around the $4 region. If it breaks that, it's flying. It's going there. But end of the day, you're finding a chart. NIA has been building just as strong as Matic in the bear market, and for me, this would be an area for me to load up on definitely for this little push up. And basically look at it to say I got $1,000 to buy NIA. You know, I'd buy $300 of it now. And any of those red days where I see that little 5-10% down, I'll be loading up until we get to the major resistance points in the area. So NIA for me still good. Scallop, guys, you got Scallop. Told you guys a few weeks ago. It's moving again. And ultimately, if Scallop, just remember, so what I did, guys, is I took a lot of positions of small cap altcoins, but like 1% of my portfolio. Look at this. This is the reason why. Scallops are good. We like the team and we like what they're doing. And look at this chart. This is the weekly, guys. Weekly. For me, Scallop goes on this run. I'm loading any way I can in the 20 to 30 cents mark. I'm just buying little bits with my profits. My next target is $1. $1. So my next target's a 4 to 5x from here. The target after that is $2.6, and then I have a $3 mark. So very small part of your portfolio, but these things move in a market that goes very bullish. Just don't be irresponsible and put stupid money in there. Put small amounts, they make you a lot. You don't have to put a lot of money in them at all. So Scallop is one. The one that's still cheap for me is PBX. The one I spoke about is on KuCoin, PBX. This one for me, my TP is around this area, and it's basically a 6x from where it is here. Also extremely high risk. It's very small amounts. But right now it's starting to engulf on the weekly, and the RSIs are making its way up. So for me, it's looking at a point of a strong push. Celar, the one my mom's been calling, this is still early in my opinion, but this is starting to break up pretty strong, and you're basically looking at a 60% gain to the next target, if not a 2-3x after that. So these things really go crazy. Last one on the very small caps is the Nakamoto games. This for me is my biggest small cap bag, still a tiny part of my portfolio. But this one for me is, gives me tinglies, man. Gives me absolute tinglies. This one's good. So this dollar costing, I'm not trying to catch the exact bottom, but I won't buy it after it's 8 cents. So anywhere in the 7 cent mark is my area of buying. And ultimately, I'm looking to sell at 35 cents. So it's a 5x that I'm looking at on the small cap. We got SUSHI that's about to break. This one's about to have its little gap. So you see, you're trying to find the altcoins. You see why you have to use the trend lines, buy the retest, but you're trying to find the altcoins that have not hit the gap yet. Because that's where the money's to be made. Look at Fantom. Okay, Fantom for me, it only just begun. This is still quite early. And ideally, what you want to do is let's actually quickly clear this and let me show you. So what you want to do is you want to take this weekly trend, boom. If it breaks that, what is that basically? 30 cents. If we have a weekly close over 30 cents, I'm in Fantom. Because from that, I got one target at 42 cents. I have another target at 50 cents. And then I have one more. Look how huge that gap is. I want to build my positions anywhere in these areas until we get to that gap. Because look at that gap. The gap's huge. And we could see that if you can build and get what you need in that time, you could see how massive it is by that. When the markets move, like now, look at Matic and a lot of these tokens. Oh, is Bitcoin going to break it? Is Bitcoin going to break it? Let's see. Let's see. Ultimately, build the tokens up, because now where do you buy Matic? Where do you buy the tokens that's just ripped 30% in one day? It gets really hard. So you want to focus on loading up on these ones. Chiliz going into the World Cup. So Chiliz is quite interesting. I do think the hype still needs to come in. And this one does have a pretty good cup and handle. It does. So if we look over here, you can see that it's basically got this trend. And there's the gap from that area to over there. So I won't buy this right now, but I will buy it if it breaks this within this week or in this next week when we finally close outside. There's a cup and handle pattern. And ultimately, I want to ride it to the areas of 40 cents. So this Chiliz still goes under my high risk, not very high risk, but still under my high risk. We then had Render. Render, guys, it's great. It does run really quick. The only time I'd buy more renders around 60 cents, because you could see how it runs. It's a Solana conference. That's why it's sort of getting hyped up. But for me, only 60 cents. Other than that, I'm focusing on TPs. And to be honest, I think it's got some legs. I do. I think a TP around 1.5, 1.8 is sort of where I'm being patient for. Now, let's talk about the big ones, the ones that are early. This is, for me, my next big call. And I'd say, and I'm going to take a lot of pride when we get this one. If Bitcoin breaks 21, I'm going to take a lot of pride for this one. Chainlink on that trend line right now. Bitcoin breaks 21, we get this push, and Chainlink gets through, let's see, what is it, the 8.4. So if it closes above 8.4, the big gap starts for me. And this is since the all-time high. It's a big, big, big trend line on Chainlink. I'm looking at around $13 as my first target. Then I got 18, and then I got 26. So for me, Chainlink, it hasn't even started, hasn't even touched the gaps just yet. And I feel this is one, if you've missed all the other big ones and you still have some cash, focus on Chainlink. Wait for the weekly close over 8.4. And then I think we're in away. And the next one is Polkadot. This one's ready now, in my opinion. This one on the weekly now is out of that trend. It's about to smash its first higher point. And for me, it goes to $9. And if we break that, massive market eruption. Remember, you want to use this little area between $6 and $9 to build the position on spot. Ultimately, you want to be looking at the TPs of around $17. The big gap is what you're looking for. So pay attention that DOT, Chainlink have not hit that just yet. Cardano has not hit that just yet. Solana has not hit that just yet. Sort of makes sense, right? Major alts. Is there any, let's actually jump back here. Is there any questions, guys? What's happening? Is it going to happen? Is Bitcoin going to break 21K? Are we going to? So I've made a deal. Let me show you my deal. So if you have a look over here, if Bitcoin breaks 21K and the weekly closes above this level, end of this week, I will dye my hair green on Monday on the show. And I'll leave it not for too long. I have sniper school, but I will have green hair just to celebrate, because we've been through war this year. And it would be nice to just have some fun again and to enjoy the current moment that we're in. What is happening here? Ooh. Okay, so let's jump on. Let me quickly give you my short time frames on Bitcoin, and then I'm done, guys. I need to go spend some time with my lady. We need to go have some fun. We don't have the little one this weekend, so it's the first time, I think, since she's been born. That's your way, promise. So we're going to go have some fun. But I want you guys to make lots of money. I want you to be rich by the time I'm back. Very important. So ultimately, from here now, Bitcoin's got to go break it. It's got to go break 21K. The gap is all the way to these areas of, let me show you, this big gap over here. So this big gap ultimately to 23K, nothing is stopping to break it. If it gets there and it gets through this, we then go to 25. And from that, we can see. If that dominance collapses in that time and we have that eruption, it will be absolutely crazy. So guys, I'd need to jump. I love you all. Please go watch my video. Please go subscribe to my channel. Please, please, please put a lot of love into that. Have a great weekend. Make lots of damn money. I'm on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter, guys. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. And let's kick ass together. I'm going to go have some family time. Love you lots, Banter fam. I'll see you all on Monday. I believe Bitcoin flies. I believe it touches the sky. Have a good weekend, everyone.